Let's go, guys. Hello, welcome. It is time for us to continue the awesome games. It's the quarterfinals here of the North American EPT Weekly number 46. It's a big old TvT. Down here in the bottom left-hand side, the player who eliminated me from the tournament despite me snapping, what was it? I effed up his Hellbat time in game 1, and game 2, I snapped his Hellion drop, and it killed like 2 probes. And he still made me look like a bronze leaguer. His name is Dream. He put a swift end to me. I spawned Zerg game 1 and Protoss game 2, but I was happy that at least I did okay in the openings. He's just so much better than me, and I'm couldn't keep up. But his opponent up here hiding in the grass right now, it is Byun. Byun's going for a little bit of a quicker expand here, and oh, it's an ambush! Oh, Byun! Oh my god, that Reaper jumps up, meets a Marine, turns to run away, and a Reaper comes in from behind. A lovely maneuver. Byun there, of course, has gone for just a barracks gas expand, no scout, a night. This is like the greediest opening you can do in TvT. Super sick. Meanwhile, Dream has gone for a gas. I don't know if it was gas first, but it's definitely pulling workers off gas to get the command center down and building non-stop Reaper Hellion. He's already gone 2 Reapers Hellions. He's about to go for a 3rd Reaper and a Hellion, but having lost 1 Reaper and now an SCV and a little bit of mining time, as well as this all being spotted, what a great opening for Byun, who, knowing what he's up against, swaps his factor on the reactor and is like, oh, okay, I would pull that SCV off the low ground if I were him. Because even though he's going to have 2 Hellions and a Reaper, 2 Hellions and a Marine, sorry, that's no match for 2 Reapers, 2 Hellions. So I would hide that SCV back there, or pull it back to the high ground. I think him pulling to the low ground is a bit over-eager. Don't get me wrong, when his 3rd and 4th Hellion come out, he'll be good. But there is a moment here where he is weaker. So he wants to use the high ground advantage, but bad choice by Byun here. He saw that it was 3 Reaper, 2 Hellion. He didn't respond to that. Big mistake from Byun here in the opening. Doesn't lose any SCVs, though. A quick pull to the high ground and repair. And now Dream needs to leave. He knows. He's like, yeah, if I already saw 2 Hellions, good chance it's going to be 4. Oh, but actually Byun with a very bad setup goes in there. He was not expecting Dream to be set up to ambush him. And oh my god, Byun just lost this game, did he? Oh my god, he should have been much better set up here. Just not enough respect from Byun. Dream here ambushing, but every time really utilizing those extra Reapers he invested in. And I think what would have been an amazing opening and an advantage for Byun turns into a good edge for Dream. 5 worker kills, doesn't quite confirm the 6th. But behind that, you've got your Starport Tech Lab on the way. Well, that's a very late Starport Tech Lab, actually. Oh, he's got a medevac. Is he gonna do a 4 Marine siege tank drop? Surely not. What is he? Is he gonna do a single tank drop? This is a weird opening for Dream, that medevac. So Dream, I think, got caught in the chaos a little bit and mismacroed a bit behind his aggression. Cloak Banshees are going to come in that. Raven being so late. I mean, that is such a late Raven. It's going to be popping at like 5:30. The Banshee's going to come in with Cloak well before then. Byun just jumps in, takes out a few Marines, does lose a few Hellions for it, but he makes sure most of the units are distracted on the natural. And this is a huge problem for Dream. He doesn't have a scan. He's going to have one in about 6 or 7 seconds. It's not ready just yet. But look at that. Cloak comes in. Medevac can try. He's noticed he's trying to focus the SCVs away from that. Oh, he even picks up a dude to save it. But look at that. Now he goes to the natural Banshee doing big damage. A second one coming over as well. Where's the Cyclone? It only starts now. You've got to build a Cyclone. Going straight tanks without a Cyclone is one of the greediest things you can do in this matchup. And this is exactly why Dream kind of gambling there that Byun would not want to be going Banshee. That Banshee gets out. Another one slides into the main. There's still a while until the Cyclone and the second Raven get out. And that means there's even more kills. Byun here, he may have messed up a little bit on that early counter defense, getting a bit over-eager to retake his own natural and then to move out with his Hellions. But his Banshees are absolutely tearing it apart. And he even comes back in here and just fights the Marines. He should pull back out there, but I think he knows it's dead. So he says, okay, that goes down. But look at this. Oh my god. That is a huge advantage. 3rd CC is halfway done. Starport, he gets a Raven, swaps into Vikings and tanks. So he's going to be able to do a Viking tank Raven air superiority push. He's going into bio behind it. This is exactly the sort of Terran play I love to see. We'll probably see a double engineering bay pop up next in the back of his base. Knowing Byun, he does like to pop it there. Banshee is going to work its way home. Dream going for a bit of a counterattack. Now, if he gets a good position, maybe. But with Vikings out, I think Byun's going to be very well set up with these 2 Vikings popping. And the Hellions spot it coming. Losing the Hellions kind of sucks, but it's more important to have spotted this coming. Now, his tanks are a little far back, so that is potentially a problem. Ravens. Oh, very ambitious Raven push. Ooh. That tank's going to go down, yeah. Oh, nice angle from Dream. Really nice angle here. Vikings can poke forward, but look at that. Cyclone gets to lock onto Byun's Vikings. They got to pull back, man. Oh, this command center is in trouble. Is he go auto turret? Yeah, he goes auto turrets, but the counter turrets are good. I think Dream wins that fight. Yeah, Dream crushes that engagement. Oh my god. Beyond there, I think, oh my god, just not covering his natural with both tanks. He was worried about the low ground siege from over here at the third base location. He was not expecting a push on the front like this. He thought he was the one with the momentum, and I mean, Dream is still down 7 workers, so he definitely needed this damage, but getting all that mining gone, building his own third on location, this is huge. You can only drop mules in that main base right now. You got 2 command centers lifted as Byun. How do you break out of this? Well, it's clear you got to use Vikings, right? He's going to try and inch his tanks forward. He's got a Liberator on the way, which he'll use to push him back. It's going to take a while to get that going. Look at this. Oh my god, he even sieges a tank there. And the thing is, he can keep scanning. Byun might try to inch into vision, but if Dream does a scan, he wins that tank fight. Okay, he doesn't do a scan. Byun will get the first shot off, so he wins that engage. Dream knows if he doesn't get the first... Oh, what the hell? Auto turret's trying to take out a tank as well. He does lose a Raven for that. Mass auto repair. Oh, Byun with a quick repair keeps the tank alive. And it looks like now with the lib here, he can finally regain control of his natural Dream. Still trying to be annoying here. But good hold by Byun. He's going to plant that. His double eBay is up, but look at that. His upgrade's so delayed, dude. Wow, both of these players are just swinging at each other, swing after counter swing. And as the dust settles, my feeling is that Dream is ahead. Let's see, he's got 2 engineering bays just going down now. So they're almost finished. So he'll be a little behind in upgrades, but he's up 6 workers. He's up 3 siege tanks right now. He's got a Raven still alive. He's got a medevac on the map. I mean, there is a lib out. Is there a Banshee? I think the Banshee must have F2'd in and died or something like that. But yeah, I think this looks a little bit better on everything except upgrades for Dream. Byun's going to get his 4th and 5th racks now. I guess that's a little behind for Dream. Bit of lib harass going to come in, potentially be the equalizer. Ooh, Vikings and Ravens way out of position. He was not expecting that. Should have known about it though, right? Maybe should have left a unit. I guess when you don't have a Cyclone, if you have a Cyclone left over, you'll leave that in the main. You don't really want to leave all the Vikings and Ravens there. Both players don't have a lot of map vision. It's just a few Marine spotters all over the place. Lib does overstay his welcome there. Goes down. Okay, so sensor towers are going up for both players. So there and there. Good sensor tower locations. Trying to see the most dangerous rotates to see where they move. Few Marines on the edges, plus a Viking, ready to kind of see drops and things coming. Stim and Shields are done for Byun. Shields is almost finished there for Dream. Dream still doesn't have a 4th and 5th barracks. So Dream, once again, doing more old school style. He's like, quick 4th command center, just keep building tanks, maintain the air advantage. As long as I survive, I've got more economy, more high-tech, better units. Whereas Byun's like, I would like to thrust my Marines inside of you and just see if he can find an angle, you know? He's down so far in the tanks. The Raven is still there. And yeah, he's got to be careful about the Vikings. Definitely wants to take out that sensor tower, though. I think that's a real unfortunate mistake there by Byun. Byun should have more Marines in the near future. Sensor tower survives on the left. Armory, once again, really delayed. Byun forgot his upgrades for ages against Armani, and he's forgotten it again. Which does give an opportunity, of course, for Dream to catch up there. Dream goes back. Should be starting his 2-2. You could see he was looking at his macros, swapping his buildings around, that sort of stuff. Finally starts his 4th and 5th barracks, but it feels to me like Dream has navigated past the scary point, and now with the superior Viking count, the superior tank count, those are the units that are going to scale better into the late game. You've got a much faster 4th command center finish. This one only now starting. Marines try to get in there. They manage to damage a tank and nothing else. Oh, it's a great setup right now. Dream's right-hand side is kind of open. His army's just moving back and forwards, looking for where Byun's going to attack from. Starting to add turrets. Yeah, you just want to add a bit of insurance to make sure drops and harassment can't get in. Byun's advantage is his mobility. You can see the earlier barracks count leading to a big marine advantage. Still down 3 siege tanks and not even trying to contest the skies with the Viking count. And look at this little marine run by. He's going to find that 4th command center. He should be able to get that back up. He won't lose it or anything. Only 1 tank here. Oh, Byun. I'm surprised he didn't have his tanks and his medevacs actually to boost forward. Oh, this is a bad engage for Byun. Byun, he's going to get 1 siege tank, but then he's got to pull back. He does get a siege, gets rid of the sensor tower. That's all good. Oh, his 4th got cancelled. Oh my god, he was so busy looking at the front. He wasn't paying attention. That's terrible for Byun. And he's always losing tanks to a lib as well. Oh, Dream is just looking way better in this game. Byun here looking a little bit like he's just not as fluid as Dream is focusing on more things at once and has a more fluid defensive setup. Byun is trying to force the issue, but he's unable to even win these engagements. And look at that. The Vikings can just land on that. Oh, brutal. The Viking land just cleans it all up. And with no 4th command center, I think Byun is dead. This has been a really good back and forth early game, but shout out to Dream. I felt like early on it was going to be Byun's favor a few times. Oh, picks up for a doom drop, but they're moving out into him. Oh my god. And now he's just going to get stimmed on. Nice moves here. Catches the army. The Marines stim forward. The tanks are there as well. He's going for a doom drop, but there's a turret right in his path. Dream is pushing forward right now. Oh, Byun. Okay. He just goes straight for the production. But look at that. Marines and tanks ready to wait. Ready and waiting. These 2 tanks are going to get a few volleys off before they go down. Does get a nice position. But so does Dream on the other side of the map. That command center, once again, the 4th command center could be toast. Ooh, this 4th command center is going to go down. Looks like Byun, if he mass repairs, he could keep it. Oh, he's a little slow to repair it, though. There's too much going on right now. And that command center does fall. Gets a Liberator, gets a Viking or 2. But look at that. Dream moving forward, clears his 4th, keeps his command center alive. Cleans up that force. A beautiful hold. And he's got the forward siege air advantage on the other side of the map. A well-played game by Dream. Byun once again goes for a desperate run by with Marines down the right-hand side. Not going to cut it. Ooh. Oh, yes! He gets some damage. Byun fans rejoice. He will kill a few SCVs before typing GG. Oh, man. Crazy back and forth game. Crazy back and forth game. Big fans of both of these players. So good to see Byun back in form as well. Taking out Armani is such a big win. Ooh. That lib a little far forward will go down. That lib does survive though. Once again, another big desperate run by Medevacs Marine streaming down the left. He's trying to hang on with his rally, is Byun, while mining off that base. He tries to run through. Units run back here for Dream. Dream's units get caught by an arc of Marines. But there's just so much production for Dream. I don't think Byun can push through. It's 2-2 versus 2-2. Dream is still pushing through on the front, and that tank holds. Vikings libs pushing forward. It's just constantly being pushed back here. Dream is just methodically forcing him off this map. More Marines there. He's going to come in one more time. It's always nice to drop Marines like that in a bit of a spread, so single Marines take the shots. Byun gets jumped on at home, though, and is forced out of that game. GG, well played! Hot damn! Down here, it's Dream. Up here, doing a proxy racks, it's Byun. Proxy Reaper is one of my favorite build orders for TvT. It looks like only a single proxy racks though, which I'm curious. Or is it just a... Interesting. Okay. What is this build order, Byun? I'm very curious. I mean, Dream's not scouting. He's just doing a gas first into a barracks. So gas first delays your barracks a little bit. So you'll notice his barracks is about 5 seconds behind. He's going to go a quick factory into Hellions, though. And with only a single barracks, it's never really a kill move. I wonder if this is proxy... I like to follow up proxy Reaper with like a proxy Banshee or something like that. I imagine he'll build a factory at home and try to get a Cyclone out so he can defend any counterattack. Okay, what the hell? I don't know what this is, guys. It looks like Proxy Marauder of 1 racks. Very cool. Now, Dream's going to come in. He scouts this. It's very important that he scouted with an SCV this game. I think Byun's probably a bit like, damn it. I was hoping he wouldn't scout at all, but factory goes down in the wall. Probably builds 1 Hellion, then a Tech Lab. And I think he just wants to expand behind this. This honestly just looks like a let's try and F him up with a bit of weird pressure. Get a couple Marauders out. Do what we can. And then go from there. Now there is a Reaper, 2 Marine, and 2 SCVs waiting on the high ground for any Reapers trying to jump in. Notice they often try to jump and run to the right. So Dream is trying to block that right-hand side. So they're forced into this middle area where they're kind of trapped. More Marines coming out, Hellions coming out. None of these units particularly good versus Marauders, but they're not terrible. And a Proxy Starport goes down. Now this is exactly why you don't want to be... I always would go Tech Lab immediately. But Byun is going to go at least 1 Hellion first. Now, if he builds multiple without getting a Tech Lab and a Cyclone, the counter lib that comes out of this Starport may just win the game. Because it's going to go straight in, siege up on his mineral line, and that's a big problem. Now, he's going to float this barracks over with these 2 Marauders. Okay, gets 1 SCV to start. Now he just wants to pick off the depots. So he's just looking to mess up the opening. He knows if he runs up that ramp, SCVs can pull and wreck him. Quick SCV pull here from Dream. And look at that, just back the Marauders off. I would just run, man. He's pulled so many SCVs, like there's no reason to stay here. Yeah, force him to pull those SCVs really far, and then you see him go back, and you go back. Oh, this is so sick. SCV is going to come in and do a bit of harassment there for Dream. Oh, SCV's pulling out once more. Marines, 4 Marines, a Reaper, and 2 Hellions. They should be more than a match for these 2 Marauders. Meanwhile, oh man, there's no Cyclone building just yet for Byun. I worry for him, guys. That Liberator's about to pop out. His Cyclone just started. He could have started his Cyclone earlier, but he was tunnel visioning on his micro just a little bit too much. That gets held, and the Liberator flies in. Checkmate. That's going to be a 2-0, guys. Unfortunately, your hero is dead. We all wanted to see this series go a bit longer. But I mentioned if you build a Hellion, you're in danger if there's a Proxy Starport counter. And he even didn't start the Cyclone as quickly as he could have. There was a few seconds extra delay. Obviously, he's not going to leave just like that. I mean, he's up 2 SCVs technically. Remember, Dream's done a very 1-base build to respond. Oh, he tries to siege on the Cyclone. He gets a shot off on it as well. Ballsy play. Hellion is cleaning up the Reaper. I guess if he defends his command center, he's got a shot. But there's already a command center on location. This feels so good for Dream, who's going to do a little 2 Hellion drop potentially. Cyclone's getting touched up by an SCV, slowly repaired. Still very low on hit points, though. He's got to be careful, man. Dream picks up. Only takes 1 single tick of the lock on it. Second Cyclone's out, though. That's a big problem. And this one, he manually locks onto the medevac that time. So the medevac's forced to disengage. Oh, he loses a Cyclone. He tried to pull it back, but the Hellion blocked it. Oh, that's unfortunate there for Byun. Now, he's got a natural up. He's got a Banshee with Cloak on the way. Did Dream see that? I think he did. So he's also going Banshees, though. Oh, my God. It's Banshee versus Banshee. No Cloak for Dream, though. That also means no Raven. The reason why Cloak Banshee is very smart is he's not going to be able to get a Raven very quickly at home if he's got his Starport on the other side of the map. Ooh, Cyclone does get back to the high ground. Byun trying to defend with a second Cyclone there. That should keep him safe for now. It's all about these Banshees, man. This sort of TvT is so dynamic. There is a Cyclone there, but there's no scans. He's dropping all of his energy into mules. He's got 1, actually. Sorry, 1 scan available. Will he drop a mule right beforehand? I don't know. Ooh. Those Marines do go down there. Banshee's going to fly in for Dream at the exact same time it flies in for Byun. And shit hits the fan. Let's see who can duck and cover better. Well, Byun, of course, there's no Cloak here. His Cyclones lock on, they take it down, but he's got to defend at home. He's got to raise that wall. He's got a Banshee, though, and he gets a lock on the Cyclone. Dream a little too slow to pick up. Oh, God, this fight is crazy. I'm sorry, guys, we can't watch both fights at once. There's too much going on. The Cyclones and the Banshees hold on the other side of the map. The Banshee goes down there as well. Both players lose their Banshees. But at the end of it, there's going to be another Banshee going across to pressure, and there's no Raven out. Now, he's starting cloaking more Banshees, which is super cute. But there's turrets being built. Byun playing very safe. Dream going a little bit crazy. I thought Byun was dead. I apologize, guys. I'm sure there's someone who's like, you called it, Pig, you fucking idiot. That lib denied a bit of mining. It's not the end of the world. Byun handled it perfectly. He did. He's a beast. What can I say, guys? I was like, oh, I'm such a fan. I thought it was, he's building a second starport. Are you me, Dream? That's what I do in this scenario. And I know that it's a joke every time I do it. Oh, I thought he got out of range. I actually thought that Banshee got out of scan range. Not quite, though. Barely went down. Like, when I do that, I'm very aware that I'm doing something that is patently stupid. Because second starport at home, basically he's gambling really hard on these cloaked Banshees, catching Byun off. So he's going to send one into each mineral line. He's going to find a turret, and he's going to go, oh, fuck off. Who builds a turret? You're meant to build a Raven. Byun's like, no, dude, I'm doubling down on my own Banshee harass. Dude, I'm going to win this game by harassing you to death, not by defending your harassment. And he knew he needed turrets to defend it in case Cloak and more Banshees came in. And you know what? That's going to pay off huge. Those two Banshees are only now going in. This Banshee is finding massive damage. Banshee flies straight into a missile turret. Oh, no. Almost goes down immediately. The other one flies in, does find a nice hold position angle, but not for long. Banshee in the main goes down. On the other hand side of the map, look at that. Gets out of scan range, but another scan goes down. I mean, it dies, but it forces another scan. And he's building two Ravens. Dream is going double... Oh, he's doing the cure build? He's building Ravens two at a time now? Oh my god, this is like a really weird way of doing things. Oh, Banshee's going to take out a tank. And he's got a very cute push coming in. Now, a Banshee kind of flew over that. I'm not sure if he was aware, though. And no turret guarding the production. So, you know what? I thought he was going to lose both Banshees and be really upset. But one Banshee barely survived. A third rallied in. And now, is he got it? Okay, he takes him out. Back on the other side, another Banshee goes in for Byun. Dream's economy is fudged, guys. He's got a Raven that's popped out. What can he do? Throw down an auto turret? The Banshee will just fly away. He's got to get his other units back there. Byun running circles around Dream in this Banshee war. Gets a few more SCVs. Marine's finally going to clear up that tech lab. Byun is still rallying a Banshee across the map. I believe it's the last Banshee on the map. Indeed it is. And I'd like to see him wait a good maybe 30 seconds and then go in with that. I don't think go in straight away, but yeah, Dream's going to be pushing out. So you know what? He knows better than me. He cues it in immediately. And as long as he can defend this push from Dream, he's already up 16 workers. They both have third command centers, but a 16 worker advantage is massive. And he's building Vikings and Cyclones, which are so good at shutting down enemy Ravens. The scary thing is just that Dream is going to come in with two Ravens, drop a ton of auto turrets. He'll have 4 Ravens soon after that. And if those auto turrets can just bust through the siege tanks of Byun, he's not going to be able to deal with the tanks of Dream. Unfortunately for Dream, though, he's being forced back one more time. The last Banshee falls, but not before 8 more SCV kills. And an astronomical economic lead for Byun. He's going to move out to take his third. He's got to be careful. He doesn't know about this army, but it's only 2 tanks and a handful of Marines. I guess there's 3 Cyclones joining up with it. It will be 4 Ravens. I really don't know if that's enough stuff, though. There's lots of Marines building. Stim is on the way. He doesn't have them all down the front. Dream's going to try and jump on this with auto turrets. Notice the Cyclones come forward there for Byun. He says, come get locked on, mate. Come get locked on. Nice play by Byun. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Those Vikings, they just say, you can't come in here, dude. That would be wild. That would be crazy. If you push in with those Ravens, you're in trouble. Now, those Ravens could still do a run by and butcher SCVs, but they kind of need to do something. 20 workers behind. The Vikings take out one of those Ravens. Well played there. Byun even gets a lock on for a moment on a tank. Only gets a single tick, but look at that. Oh, the tank punishes the rotate, gets a shot from the high ground. And Dream's threatening, but he's not doing that much. Byun scans the other side of the map. He sees that the third base just landed, and that's all he needs to know. He's like, okay, you do have some follow-up behind this, but there's no workers on it. My third is full. I'm on 3 barracks. I'm pumping units out. Oh, he went to jump on him, but a quick enough siege from Dream. If Dream didn't siege quickly, I think he would have committed to the fight. Oh, he tries to go forward again. Does lose 1 Cyclone for a few Marines. Of course, he was looking for the Cyclone lock-ons there. Dream's going to try to creep into an economic follow-up, but it's very slow. Second and third barracks. Oh, sorry, third and fourth barracks. He's on 2 racks, just starting. eBays have finished, but he hasn't started 1-1 yet. And a few Cyclones going to work their way around the other side of the map. So that's Byun showing some next level sense of... No, he's just going to harass. I thought he was looking to catch a drop. I thought he thought there'd be a drop or a Raven. But he runs in, he says, let's just use some mobile units to be annoying. You know what? You're pinning me back. Just a couple of units go across the map. And Dream taps out. I apologize. I apologize. Called that one early. Byun's a god. Never mind. Ties it up 1-1. It's not over yet, guys. Someone was shitting on Warcraft 3, saying it ruined Warcraft. Warcraft 1 and 2 were like the greatest games ever. It's an interesting comment. I feel like for me, lore-wise, I can kind of get behind it. I kind of like it with just orcs are just savage mother truckers. There's like some crazy demon stuff. You know, it was a bit more dark, and then they kind of made the orcs a bit friendly, right? In Warcraft 3 onwards, they still had some cool stuff, but then I feel like they made them too human. You know, they made them, they're just people too. And like, I always like it when it's like, they're not in a fantasy where it's like, well, no. Like, yes, they're a different race and they still like have values and they still like have redeemable characteristics. But I just felt they got a bit too human. You know, I like them just being savage, bloodthirsty psychopaths. I didn't really want them to have much more than that. But it's an interesting topic, guys. No personal attacks. Be kind to each other. And we're all good. All right, this chocolate's keeping me alive, guys. Appreciate the patience with me chewing into my microphone like an animal. I am a pig after all. Byun's open up barracks gas, whereas Dream has opened up barracks gas. So it's gas first for Dream, barracks first for Byun. You're going to notice Reaper starts for Byun a few seconds early. About a 5-second advantage. However, Dream can start the factory right on 1 minute 35, whereas Byun's factory gets delayed by a few seconds here. Goes down at a minute 43. 5 seconds faster Reaper, 8 seconds slower Hellion. It's a very minor difference. Notice pool workers, 2 workers off gas here, 1 worker off gas. Meanwhile, Dream did do the same, but I actually with Dream's build prefer to leave 2 on each gas the whole time, just to make sure you can get into the Cyclones, the tanks, the Ravens as quickly as possible. But that's also because I'm a bit of a noob. Dream's going to be much quicker. As soon as he puts the command center down, I imagine he might put an extra worker back on gas, and obviously they're both going for that. So it should be a quicker expand for Byun though, since he did the barracks gas version. We'll see. Reaper comes forward. Good pullback by Byun. Dream was waiting. He was hoping the Reaper would run here and he'd get a shot from the high ground. Command center goes down at 2 minutes 20 for Byun. Puts workers back on gas. 3-3. Meanwhile, command center goes down a few seconds later. Back on that gas fully. 1 more on this gas and he's going to rally the 3rd final worker onto that gas. Really similar build orders. They're both still building Reapers and Hellions nonstop. It looks like a 3 Reaper, 2 Hellion opening from Dream. A slight gap in Hellion production. That's just a minor mineral gap there. Didn't quite have the minerals. And Starport goes down now for Byun, whose supply capped on 31. His depot finishes up, as does the depot for Dream. Now, who's more aggressive with the 3 Reaper, 2 Hellion? My instincts say Byun goes across the map and tries to force it. The important thing, whether you play aggressor or defender, is to immediately go Tech Lab and then Cyclone as soon as that Hellion pops out. And that is something which hurts you. So you want to make sure this Cyclone starts up as soon as that Tech Lab's done. If you don't, and this fight goes bad, the next minute or 2 of the game can get really awkward for you. We'll see exactly how this goes. Trying to bust up the ramp is super dangerous. Byun's going to go for it. Oh, Hellion in front. That's messy. That's really sloppy engage there from Byun. That was not a good fight for Byun. Dream takes him to Dicktown there. The way Byun pushed that ramp was one of the sloppiest things I've ever seen. You're meant to spread out in a line and put a Reaper in front. Because I mean, I guess the Hellion's tankier, so if you're just forcing it, maybe Hellion in front's fine. But I think you've got to spread out a little bit. I don't know. Maybe if the units were a bit off center, that could have worked out. Obviously, Byun's a much better player than me. The Cyclone did start on time, so it pops out now. He's obviously just evac'd his SCVs to the main. But this does mean that gas isn't mining. Now the Cyclone's out. Now he pushes back down. A rough start for Byun. Dream looking great, who's now going to follow up with a Hellion Reaper drop in the main base. He's going his own Cyclone. He's going to get the Tech Lab up on the Starport and start building Ravens. They're both, of course, mining 3 gases. Why do you do this in TvT, not in the other matchups? It's because building tanks and ravens, those are the units that win you all the early skirmishes. The Cyclone as well, they keep you safe. They keep you solid. Very important to keep those units building. If you don't, your opponent does. They're often going to have a push timing where they have like 1 more raven or 1 more tank than you. Throw down an extra couple of auto turrets. They bust your position and spiral the game out of control. Drop comes in undetected until the last moment. Does get a few SCVs. Good spready from Byun, honestly. And great micro with the Cyclone lock. He actually forced that medevac to pull so far back. Even though the medevac survives, it couldn't come back to pick up the Hellions. And that all came down to Byun, rather than A-moving his Cyclone, he A-moved all his units, then he clicked his Cyclone, moved it up, and then manually locked onto the medevac, and then continued his micro. Because if you A-move, it's just going to lock on one of those fighting units right in front of you. But good defense there. That could have gone a lot worse. Only 4 worker kills. Does lead to Dream having a nice worker advantage and a quick 3rd command center on location. Dream wants to be greedy and push his edges here. It is a tied series. And 2 barracks very early for Byun, who's going... Oh, he's going to go for lots of drops. Now, he pulls his Raven home. That's unfortunate. If his Raven... I think that was an F2, to be honest. Actually, no, I don't. I don't think it was, because he clicked it not where his army clicked. But if he came in and dropped an auto turret there, that would have been really nice to delay that. As it is, with the 2 barracks, Byun's going to have a very fast double medevac drop. So I think he's going to go 2 medevacs, 2 tanks, 8 marines, and I think he's going to go and try and siege up in the back of Dream's main or push the front. We'll see exactly what he does, but that's very early 2 medevacs, very early stim. Definitely going to have some sort of push timing available to him, while Dream is going a little bit more traditional. Tanks non-stop. Ravens coming out. He's now swapping over to Viking production, and he's going to go for that tank Viking or tank Raven push that I was talking about. Byun has no idea about this. Byun's only on 2 tanks right now. Okay, 3rd one does pop out. He's got 1 Raven of his own. He's got only a few more Marines right now. If he could wait for stim, he'd be good. Okay, it's kind of... I think it's good for Byun that he sees this push coming. And he's going to kind of siege up there. Now, obviously, I think tank from there... I don't think he can hit the gas. Raven has a poke. Look at that, though. He splits the Ravens off. He's like, oh, okay, you saw it coming. No worries. I'll just go fuck up your mineral line. Very annoying for Byun to deal with. Oh, he splits his Marines off. He says, you know what? I've got Marines. I've got stim. I've got medevacs. You're not going to bust my tanks. And you don't have anything mobile to deal with. 14. Oh, it's only 13. Still 13 stim Marines. Exposed mineral line. Dream was not expecting this. What kind of a crazy person has the killer instinct to send every Marine across the map when you're knocking on their doorstep? Well, Byun does. He's not going to get the command center. He knows that. Oh, he's got to be careful, though. Now he can't pick up because those Vikings are there. Okay, chases the Vikings back, gets one of them, picks up, saves most of those. Unfortunately for him, though, he just lost more SCVs. So I don't know. Was that an auto turret? It was. Raven came back in. That Raven's got 8 kills. It was an auto turret in the main base. Ooh, okay. Sorry. Workers killed. 11 for Dream, 10 for Byun. Marine spotter gets taken out there. Byun's got a bit of map control with this. Does he continue to play mass Marine medevac? I wonder. A lot of people out there think just building tanks, Vikings, Ravens, turrets, basically playing mech where your bio is just a little supporting squad that helps your tanks out when your opponent attacks into you. A lot of people play this style that Dream's playing. This is like the common style. We're probably going to see a really quick 4th command center and a very defensive style. Byun, on the other hand, this is 2017 TvT. This is like the sort of shit that Rain used to excel at, man. That was his name, right? The Terran player Rain? Because there was, I know there's Protoss player Rain. Alive, sorry, I don't know why I called him Rain. Alive is who I'm thinking of. Just had a bit of a mental blank on the name there. But Alive used to play this style. Ooh, good scan there, good scan. But a nice interference matrix comes down. I think he gets the edge. Are those tanks in range? They are. Okay, they'll take out one of Byun's tanks now. Using that air advantage very well is Dream. And look at, oh man, look at this play from Dream. Hunts him down with the Marines. That medevac saves the tank for a moment, but I don't know, its boost's about to run out. I think it's going to go down anyway. There's no units here. Byun's in trouble, dude. His reinforce is a little slow. And Dream is not that far behind on the Marine count. Yeah, Byun tries to push through a choke point. That's not going to work. The upgrades are basically equal. I mean, Dream is pushing in really hard. Byun tries to punish him for it. It does not work out. And Dream showing the power of the... There's a reason why the solid TvT is what it is these days. Byun's older, outdated version of TvT It can work. It can work. I've seen it work. I've seen these Marine styles work, but he's just, you know, he's a little behind in the early game a lot of the time. He's not able to find any openings. It's all about getting your drops in and finding openings, but Dream's been reacting so well. I thought that double drop would do massive damage, but the Raven harass was fantastic throughout. Look at these SCVs. Refugee Hunters, Dog the Bounty Hunter and his 3 friends chasing down a bunch of poor meth addict SCVs. Like, oh, come on, man, don't. No, don't. No, man. Look, we just want to have some crystals over here. We just got some blue crystal. Oh, fucking Jesus. Dog collects his reward. Well done. Third base is going to land. Byun's like, I'm alive. But unfortunately, guys, this time around, I do not see a way to get back in it. He's going to slowly try to catch up. But there is just such an advantage with the Viking count. What Dream's doing so well is he's not one-dimensional with the Viking tank advantage. He gets the Viking advantage, and then he adds medevacs. He keeps up Marine production. He's just a bit more careful with his engagements, and he seems to just be anticipating Byun's movements and dealing with them a bit better, utilizing the extra Ravens on the Vikings. And once he takes a good fight, shaves Byun's unit advantage away, or the Marine advantage, or gets rid of the supporting tanks, he just stims on him. He's like, no, I've got the numbers now. Like, I don't need to play this as a Mega Turtle. I'm playing a style where I get so much more economy than you as well that I can just kind of outgrow you as the game goes on. Byun scans the main as like, shit, that's a lot of production. Second factory. Lots of stuff going down. A few turrets, of course, on the edges as well. No turrets on the top left. I find that's an area that's almost always open. The back of the natural and the third. Would love to see more drops there at the pro level. Second factory going down. Byun's trying to regrow, but man, he's got to be out on the map because there's so much tank advantage. He can't let him siege up on his base. It's a good stim. Catches a bunch of the tanks. Is it enough? I think that's a good pullback by Byun. Really intelligent pullback, and he stalled this push out in the middle of the map. Byun's got a 4th command center on the way, but look, a little Marine run by on the left. He sees it though. His own Marines move to answer. And Dream's going to keep inching forward with this air advantage, but Byun, by moving out and intercepting this on the map, he's stalling that push. Now, Byun handles that, but oh, these little Marine run-bys. Remember, on Pillars of Gold Game 1, he lost his 4th command center. It's one of those as well. Byun cannot afford that. He's trying to evacuate here. Dream's Marine count is actually out of control at this point. Dream is actually even ahead on the Marines, and he's still 2 tanks ahead, and he's the only one with Vikings in the skies. The 4th command center survives, but not for long. More Marines come down. Byun going for a desperate counterattack. He realizes there's no way to win the frontal fight. He's best going in here. Those Marines should probably move to the right-hand side, but I think he's just going to click on the orbital anyway and try to force Dream to engage him. Dream stims on up. Better Marine count for Byun. Should be able to win this fight. Focus down the Marines, maybe. But look at that. Dream says, F you, let's push through. Actually, the choke point, though, not the best position. Marines, good pullback on the Marines, man. Byun here finding some really big damage with the run by. Oh my god, big tank shots! Big tank shots on the Marines as well, but that tank on the right is butchering Byun's siege tanks. He has to lift his 3rd base off. Ooh, his Marines are starting to get slaughtered on the left as well. This is an awkward angle for both players, and look at that. Picks up, goes in the main. There's no support there. The double drop in the main. Oh, tank siege is up almost immediately. Great timing on that popping out. There's plenty of Marines there as well. Vikings pushing forward here, being a bit of a nuisance. Dream did take a big amount of damage here, but he's forced the 3rd to lift. Took out one of the add-ons, I believe, on that barracks. Tanks are getting some good shots off. But look at that. The tanks are in an annoying position. Dream's going to encroach on his territory. He's going to look for the drop forward on the siegey tanks. Oh, good quick on siege there. And Dream punishes. He says, hey, if you unsiege all your tanks to avoid friendly fire, I can just stim in. Kill 2 tanks, and look at this Viking position. He's created this protrusion into the Terran territory. The air units can't even rally out. Byun's got to worry about his main getting lifted into, but he's also got to rotate down here. He says, fuck this is a losing battle. Let's stim across the map. YOLO! He dives well. He gets both tanks. Dream. Oh my god, he does not have enough Marines to win this fight. Notice Byun focus fired the Marines instead of the SCVs. Dream is having to pull his whole army back, but I think those tanks are going to get some powerful volleys off, and that they do. That will spell the end of this push, or almost the end, as more Marines and Vikings deal with it. But Byun, what an incredible trade. Dragging his way back into this game. Honestly, this is just the Byun that we know. Dream overextending with these pushes. He has not been dealing with these run-bys well enough. And he's down 13 workers now. It's equal upgrades. He's going to lose 3 tanks on the left-hand side of the map. What the fuck is going on? Guys, is this 2 games in this series that I've called Byun dead? I mean, the first one was a bit of me just being a noob. This one, he was legit down 50 supply. You're not meant to come back from that in TvT. Not when they have more tanks and Vikings than you. Hells no. Equal Marine count, more tanks and Vikings. What the fudge is going on? And how is he back in the lead in this game? He's got to be careful, though. That's still a bigger Marine count right now for Dream, and he's not sieged. Oh, Byun! Byun got caught out. He got a bit too antsy. He does siege the tanks. The tanks of Dream will not be part of this fight. But there still might just be too many Marines, and a massive screw up there by Byun. You guys think I'm excited? Well, Byun apparently very excited as well, realizing that he had a bit of momentum there, but I think he thought he had the Marine advantage. He did not factor in just how many Marines Dream had. He thought he was the one with the big scary Marine ball, and that is the sort of mistake that punishes you. You assume if you have more Marines, they can't stim on you while you're unsieged. They can only do that if their tanks are sieging in range. But Dream literally engaged him with only his Marines, won that fight, takes out the 4th base, takes out 20 SCVs here, at least 10 will go down. Oh, Byun tries to do a desperate run by again. This game is all chaos. It's all madness right now. There is a reason why we love watching Byun. It's because he is one of the most wild, mechanical, micro-focused players in the world. I just don't know if he's got what it takes. He's only got 2 tanks there on the high ground remaining. His Marines over here are going to barely win this fight and break off that base. 5 worker advantage for Byun, but he's losing position on his natural. And as that command center goes down, I think he may be Dunski's. Command center tries to evac. It's not going to get out. His tanks have tried to move up there. He wants to cover that high ground command center because he's expecting Dream to rotate and isolate that 3rd. So he's trying to cover it from the high ground so he can at least lift it and run it back to the cliff. But you can see there's just no way. Dream leaves 2 tanks sieged, covering this ramp. Byun can't really get down there. He takes some big shots just trying to move down his ramp. And Dream, I think that's a checkmate. The medevacs are going to try to ferry Marines to the low ground. He's not going to get there in time. Byun here scrambling as hard as he can. But look at that. Those tanks are going to siege. He's got such a good position here. The Marines unable to deal with that. Byun has got 6 Marines behind that base. More Marines are going to deal with it, though. Command center has to lift over here. Byun picks up, gets off to the left-hand side with that drop. What he's got to worry about is the fact that that planetary fortress of Dream has been untouched this entire time. This planetary has not been touched. Marines come in here on the left, and there's just not enough. Holy shit. If Byun didn't overextend on that counterattack 2 minutes ago, I think he wins this game. Or at least makes it a very close match. But this is that classic mistake. We've all done this where you think, hey, I've been the Marine guy. He's been the tank Viking guy. You don't realize the tables have turned. You're the tank guy at this point. There's still Vikings. But look at this. He did not realize that Marine count because so many Marines came from off camera. And this was the moment where he just got himself in a great position. Pause at this moment before this fight goes down. Fully mining. That base is about to be fully mining. He's got an extra command center here. Yes, his opponent also has those bases, but guess what? He's only on 42 SCVs. You're on equal upgrades. Your 3-3 is a little behind his, but this is a really even game, and unfortunately, he gets caught unsieged. His Marines are kind of balled up. Dream stims first, gets the arc, gets the concave, the firing line, and the tanks get gunned down. GG, well played. Dream takes the series 2-1. What a legendary TvT. That was friggin' amazing. I thought he was going to resurrect himself, guys. Holy shit. Incredible play from both players. I'm blown away. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to check out the Patreon down below. We really appreciate those of you who allow us to continue doing what we do here on the channel. And a big thanks to everyone who is supporting. We'll see you in the next video. Goodbye and good night.